On advanced nuclear technologies in Sydney, Australia on March 10th. And early bird tickets will probably have sold out by the time you hear this podcast. Full price tickets should still be available at startcon.com/nuclear, which is also linked in your research roundup. I look forward to meeting some of you in Sydney on April 10th.
And I'm Patrick Seresna with the Macro Scoreboard week over week as of the close of Wednesday, March 28, 2024. The S&P 500 June futures contracts were up 42 basis points to 53.08. The relentless bullish price action continues. We'll take a closer look at that chart and the key technical levels to watch in the post-game segment. The U.S. dollar index up 89 basis points to 104.29, breaking out towards its February highs. The May WTI crude oil contract up 10 basis points to 81.35. Old dips keep getting bought as it trades along its multi-month highs. We'll take a look at that chart in the postgame, and Eric will have the EIA inventory data. The May RBOB gasoline down 184 basis points to 267. The June gold contract up 137 basis points to 22.12, breaking back toward its all-time highs. Copper down 123 basis points to $4 even. Uranium up 6 basis points to 88.55. And the U.S. 10-year Treasury yield down 8 basis points, trading at 419. The key news to watch this week is the Friday's core PCE price index, and next week we have the ISM manufacturing and services PMIs and the jobs numbers. This week's feature interview guest is Forest for the Trees founder, Luke Roman. Eric, why did we invite Luke back on the show as a guest this week?
Well, Patrick, for as long as I've known Luke and been interviewing him here on Macro Voices, I've always said that I am personally convinced that Luke will be proven right in the end on his views that the U.S. dollar would eventually lose its reserve currency status and make a sharp move lower against other currencies. At the same time, I also was very vocal in saying, but I think Luke is way ahead of the market by several years. Well, Patrick, I think the Luke Groman moment is finally approaching. I'm not going to say it's here yet, but where I used to say, okay, Luke will be right someday and years into the future, but not yet. Okay, I don't think it's years and years into the future anymore. I think it's coming up, so I wanted to get an update on what Luke thinks is happening and where we're headed in terms of his hypothesis that eventually the U.S. dollar will lose significant ground against other currencies as its reserve currency status is challenged.
Well, Eric's interview with Luke Groman is coming up as Macro Voices continues right here at macrovoices.com.
And now, with this week's special guest, here's your host, Eric Townsend.
Joining me now is Forest for the Trees founder, Luke Groman. Luke, it's been quite a while. We haven't seen you since October. I'm really looking forward to catching up. It feels to me like a lot of what you said last time we had you on has started to play out, and frankly, as we go to a bigger picture, it feels to me, since I've been talking to you for I don't know how many years now, I've been waiting for the day that Luke Groman starts to be proven right on the dollar. It hasn't really happened yet in the sense of the dollar outright, failing or crashing. But boy, it sure seems like the leaks in the dam are starting to show. Do you see it that way? And if so, what do you see coming next?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me back on, Eric. I was on the last time we talked was October 5th of last year, and we finished up that show. I said the short run outlook, dollar up, rates up, feedback loop isn't going to be broken unless the Fed significantly, or unless the dollar is significantly weakened, And to be clear, that could be the Fed or the Treasury. And then I also said, hey, oil's probably got to be weakened meaningfully as well. And so our view coming out of that conversation was that before too long, Fed or Treasury, one way or another, are going to need to resume financing U.S. deficits, and they can call it yield curve control, they can call it QE, they can call it not QE. We're only doing this to help the resilience of the Treasury market. This isn't QE, whatever they want to call it. That's what they're going to call it. But that's what's going to happen, is what I said. And I said, once they do that, I'd encourage people to call it the stock chart of the Argentine stock market. The peso's been a disaster, but in peso terms, the stock market's up like 5x in like 3 or 4 years. And I think the same thing's going to happen here, except it'll happen in dollar terms. So, dollar's not going to collapse against a peso, but it's going to be really good for stocks. It'll be good for gold. And that's when you'll see gold performance, when you'll see Bitcoin really perform. And so that's what we finished up with on October 5th. And so the short term was like, okay, you've got this dollar rates feedback loop that was happening. I didn't realize how short-term short would be, to be honest. The very next day, you had the first of 7 Fed speakers over the next 10 trading days start to jawbone the dollar down. And it was like they all had received a talking points memo saying the bond market has done our job for us. The bond market has done our job for us. It was like going to church when I was a kid. It was like a chant. And 2 weeks later, we wrote a report for clients that said Fed just touched off third instance of Treasury market dysfunction in past 13 months. U.S. dollar liquidity cometh. That's what the title of the report was on October 17th for clients. And they said, look, Fed has driven Treasury market dysfunction again. And right on cue, it appears the Fed's begun jawboning the dollar down. Said if we're right, we could see a repeat of the liquidity injections we saw in March of 23, September of 22, March of 20, September of 19. And a lot of investors seem off sides for that. So feels like that particular report and point as a follow-on to what we had talked about 2 weeks earlier on the show bore out pretty well. It said, look, this is going to be really bullish for gold, Bitcoin, oil, commodities, stocks, inflation. So not only did we get that in terms of the Fed jawboning, but then on November 1st, we had Yellen shifting issuance from the long end to the front end, much more than people expected. When you look at the effects of what Yellen did, it was effectively QE. In other words, if you look at QE historically, what happens is you have a reduction in duration issuance, you have an increase in liquidity, you have an increase in bank reserves, and you have looser financial conditions and stocks up. And so what Yellen did by shifting the long end to the front end, by tapping the reverse repo, same dynamics. Reduction in duration issuance, bank reserves up, financial conditions loosened, stocks up, reverse repo down. So basically, you had the liquidity increase that we thought would come whenever the dysfunction came in the Treasury market. Fast forward to today, is it the moment? I think we're getting near the moment of whatever it means. To me, what that means is ultimately the Fed and Treasury are going to have to continue to inject dollar liquidity into elevated inflation prints, into strong nominal growth, into low unemployment, because the Fed made the mistake in 2022, of not letting inflation run higher for longer. That was their mistake this time. It's very ironic. Most investors are saying the Fed needs to be brave like Volcker. They need to be higher for longer. But because Volcker was operating with debt to GDP of 35%, today, when the Fed started tightening, they had debt to GDP of 120%. It's night and day. To be brave this time, like Volcker, the Fed needed to let inflation run higher for longer. Because they didn't, now they're going to deal with the consequences, which is, yes, they did generate some near-term disinflation. Inflation is off the highs, but they put the U.S. into fiscal dominance, which promises a much worse inflationary outcome. And so I think, to answer your question directly, now that the Fed has put the U.S. into fiscal dominance vis-a-vis or by virtue of its aggressive rate hiking, I think inflation is going to continue to pick up. And I think the dollar will continue to weaken in an orderly basis. I don't think it's going to be chaotic. I think on an orderly basis between now and the election, and then we'll see what happens after the election.
Luke, one of the challenges
All
of
right.
macro investing is you have to interpret multiple trends happening on top of each other. And
And we got
something
the
that kind of
gimmick
baffles me
king.
in all this is when we spoke in October,
It's nice
that was
to see
just
they
2 days
updated the
before the
map pool.
October 7th attacks and the beginning of the
This last
Israel-Gaza
update.
conflict. Now, normally,
Although
any
these are
kind of big
recycled
geopolitical
maps, these aren't
conflict
really
like that,
new
especially
maps.
if the U.S. is involved in it, is very strongly dollar positive. Yet we really saw a very strong downtrend in the dollar beginning just after the October 7th attacks that took us down to right around Christmas time was when the dollar bottomed. So it seemed to me like even in the beginning of a new geopolitical escalation, we were seeing that dollar weakness. That really stood out to me as unusual. Am I missing anything? Is there something about this conflict that would not have been inherently dollar positive?
No, I think you're not missing anything. To me, any conflict in theory is going to be dollar positive. I think there were two things worth noting within that. Number one, the Treasury dysfunction really kicked into high gear around October 6th, which is to say the volatility index broke above 135, I think, which was the point that Harley Bassman had said the year before is when the Fed has lost control of the bond market. And historically, like I said, we've seen 5 times since 2019, any time Treasury volatility gets too high or starts to dysfunction, dollar liquidity is applied very rapidly by either the Fed or Treasury or both. And so I think factor number one is that the Treasury volatility that was going critical on October 6th required an immediate U.S. policymaker response, which it got first in that Fed jawboning over the next 2 weeks, and then with Yellen shifting issuance to the front end and bringing the reverse repo balances to bear to finance deficits. I think those two factors dominated the dollar positive dynamics that would have normally, I think, manifested during such a conflict. The other thing I think that may have been a factor, and I think continues to be underappreciated, is that on November 15th, President Xi flew to San Francisco and met with President Biden. And in my view, there is a significant non-zero chance that some version of the bones of a San Francisco Accord to weaken the dollar were agreed to by those two. You can see the dollar weaken after that meeting. We know multiple high-level Treasury meetings where Treasury officials have gone to Beijing to start this year. We know that the conversations that have been leaked regarding the topics of those meetings are in no small part reference to trying to prevent the Chinese from dumping cheap goods onto global markets, which is to me really interesting.
That's a lot of marauders.
Because most
I hate
conversation
walling off
around
like
the
this.
yuan is when is China going to devalue the yuan? But if the United States is talking to China about preventing cheap Chinese goods from hitting the market, the United States would not be talking to China about a cheaper yuan. They would be talking to China about making the yuan more expensive. In other words, revaluing the yuan higher against the dollar down, which is what the U.S. needs to improve Treasury market functioning and to make reshoring more economic, etc. Anyway, so I think those two factors of the Treasury market was
And
in
then
a
he doesn't even
very
complete the
acute
wall.
state
Like,
on
what's the point of
October
having a
6th,
wall
as
if it's not an
measured by the
actual
MOVE
wall?
index, as measured by the fact that as of October 6th, the TLT, the long bond ETF, was down 20% in a quarter. And in my opinion, I mean, others may think differently, but in my opinion, if you have an asset that drops 20% in a quarter, especially one as big as the long bond, that's a crash. The Treasury market crashed in the third quarter. So you had a Treasury market crash that needed instant dollar liquidity as of October 6th. And then starting November 1st, you had Yellen obviously help address that. But then this November 15th, Xi-Biden meeting in San Francisco, I think may have been much more important for the dollar going forward than I think consensus at this point has ascribed to that meeting.
Now, as I look at the chart now, the narrative doesn't really make sense to me because at first I see after we spoke, and despite the fact that we were entering this conflict with Gaza, we saw the dollar moving down sharply, exactly as you anticipated that it would. That lasted through Christmas. Then you see starting just after Christmas, this what looks to me like a rebound or relief rally. And I sort of think, okay, so we came down quite a bit from 106 and change down to about 100 to get back up for a bounce back, a dead cat bounce to retest 104, which has been a key technical level for years now in the dollar index. Well, that made sense. And sure enough, 104 only lasted for a day or two. Then we started trading back down towards 102. And I'm thinking, okay, that was just the dead cat bounce. We're headed back down from here. But just in the last 2 weeks, since the beginning of March, we're right back up to 104 again. And just in the last couple of days, we're recording this on Monday, so it's a few days before our listeners will hear it. We just, on Friday, closed above 104, back below it at the end of the day on Monday. So it seems like we're right back up there again. Are we going to see further strength before this continues to play out further to the downside? Or maybe what I should be asking is, did I correctly interpret your prognosis that we were headed still considerably lower than 100, which is what we tested back around Christmas time?
I think we're ultimately headed lower. I think it's in everybody's interest for the dollar to be weaker. It's in America's interest. It's in China's interest. It's in Japan's interest. It's in Europe. It's in everybody's interest. And that's because there's so much dollar-denominated debt outstanding. A decline in the dollar increases global economic activity because it makes global dollar-denominated debt easier to service. It makes as a result, global balance sheet capacity to buy more treasuries. It increases that balance sheet capacity, which the U.S. needs. It makes the dollar more competitive. It makes it easier and more stimulative to reshore the industrial base, which we have begun, but need to be moving much faster on. I think ultimately the deal to be had, or the deal, the bones of the deal, is something along the lines of what we agreed to with Japan in the 80s, right? So when Japan was beating us up in the 80s, there's a lot of people that say, well, China's going to be the next Japan. Okay. And in the mid-80s, the dollar went from 166 at the peak to 85 2 years later. A big part of how the U.S. sort of undid Japan was massively weakening the dollar. And that's sort of peak dollar, right? So even if you take 120 to 85 over an 18-month period, still an enormous decline in the dollar. Obviously, that was agreed to at the Plaza Accord in September of 85. But that dollar move down started in February of 85. So somebody leaked it a full 6-7 months in advance that, okay, they're starting to talk about weakening the dollar. Same thing here. The dollar peaked at 114 in September 22 after Yellen went to the IMF, I guess it was early October of 22, and Bloomberg reported that the number one topic of conversation was the dollar. Our allies were saying, what are you doing to us? You're killing us. Japan, certain European allies, etc. And she came out of that meeting, and immediately the dollar weakened meaningfully. She ran down the TGA aggressively. The dollar weakened by a good 30% on an annualized basis. I guess 114 to 102, 103, if I remember right, over the next 4 months. And that was sort of it jump-started the economy, stabilized the treasury market, stabilized asset markets, kind of kept everything from getting much worse than it was otherwise going to be in September. So I think what we've seen is
additional supply depots.
Well, what we're seeing in real time is a conversation between the U.S. and China, perhaps, around a San Francisco Accord to weaken the dollar. And I think the deal on offer, the deal that makes sense, is we weaken the dollar. We coordinate with China to weaken the dollar. Maybe Japan gets involved as well, which may tie into some of the rate hikes and the ending of yield curve control. Who knows? But we weaken the dollar, notably, and we allow China to buy oil from the Saudis in yuan. Recall there were one swap line signed between the Saudis and Chinese late last year. That way, when the dollar weakens, the rising dollar price of oil doesn't break China as it otherwise would, because they can print yuan for oil. With the corollary that they will buy more treasuries as the dollar weakens, which helps us. And the Saudis will not recycle any yuan into Chinese government bonds. It'll have to go into Chinese goods or into gold. And I think that's a potential deal on offer. I don't know. It's speculation. It's informed speculation. That's what I think would make sense, and I think ultimately is in the interest of the United States and of everybody else to have a managed decline in the dollar over the next 9 to 12 months.
Let's talk about how this has transmitted to precious metals, because what's kind of fascinating to me is, despite the fact that I think you've got the dollar story right, and we did see some strength in precious metals. Gold was up during that period from October. I think it was helped both by the dollar and the escalating geopolitical situation. But then, gold was really kind of struggling for a while, and it wasn't until Waller's comments about shifting the focus of the Fed's activity from the back end to the front end of the curve that gold really went through the roof. I do understand the basic concept there, but, $150 up on gold in just a few days. When we weren't talking about a structural change in interest rates, we were only talking about where on the curve the Fed's activities are. I wasn't expecting that. Is there more to that story that I'm missing, or how do you interpret the response of precious metals, particularly gold, to all of this activity we've been discussing?
I think it's probably a couple things to that, at least as far as how I'm thinking about it. The first, to your point, Waller's comments, I think, were pretty important around the front end, shifting more to the front end. Ultimately, that is a more inflationary policy, in my view. You're getting involved in more cash-like instruments at the front end than you are at the long end. I think also right around then, in the first week of March, you had ISDA, the securities dealers, proxy for the too big to fail banks, send a letter to the Fed, the FDIC, and the Officer of the Control of the Currency, the OCC, asking for a permanent exemption to bank SLR, supplementary leverage ratio calculations, for treasuries. In other words, the banks were asking the Fed, the FDIC, and the OCC to re-grant them a power they had for just a limited basis, of a limited period of time, from April of 2020 to April or May of 2021. So basically, bank SLR exemption for treasuries, it sounds really technical. Here's what it is. It gives the banks to buy an unlimited, infinite amount of treasuries with no capital requirements. It is QE done through the banks. That's it. And to me, I think that has at least as much to do with the jump in gold as Waller's comments, for two reasons. Number one, the fact that the banks are writing this letter tells you that they're starting to choke on treasury supplies. They need relief. And number two, the fact that they're asking for this, pretty much everything the big banks have ever wanted, the Fed gives them eventually. And then you also had Powell, to that end, talking his testimony right around that same time about basically revisiting the Basel regulations. And in fact, Bloomberg reported exactly that the big banks had won a major victory on Capitol Hill by deferring these capital requirements. So, yes, I think part of it was Waller.
What
I think that was
did you
important, but I think
translate it,
Mary
Nolly?
as well
I remember you did last time.
saying we want a permanent exemption for treasuries to our SLR calculations. That means the banks, they basically borrow at zero, and they can buy treasuries at 5 1/4 at the front end and 4 1/4 at the back end. And so then you go, well, how many treasuries would the banks buy at 5? You know, if they fund at zero and can buy them at 5 1/4, 4 1/4, whatever along the curve. And the answer is like a lot, right? It's a very nice little margin, net interest margin, when you're funding at zero and you're raising it at that level. So I think that those two factors.
Did you like that? Very real. Are we getting in some CSGO or what? Is it almost CSGO time, Nolly? All right, let me queue. I'll search. If this queue time for SC2 takes more than like 4 minutes, I'll just cancel it and hop on that. If not, I'll do one more of these. One more cheeky SC2 game. Pending on the queue time. SC2. It is a great spectator game because there's so much going on. You're like, all right, this guy's doing stuff. Particularly 1v1, and I don't play a ton of 1v1 anymore, but I should. It's hard to take in macro podcast while playing, though. Like half listening to what that guy was saying on the previous YouTube video, and half trying to keep track of what I'm doing. I don't know where my eye drops went. My contacts keep getting kind of dry. They must be in my car, or I lost them at work. So I thought they were in my backpack, and they definitely weren't. You buying gold, Nolly? A few days ago, the GDX, which is an index, an ETF rather, that tracks the gold mining sector. I bought some of it, and it's breaking out to the upside today, so I'm feeling pretty good. I didn't buy much of it though. Like it's not an amount. Like the gain I think on it is like maybe $200 right now. And so like obviously you have this in every situation. When it's good, you're like, man, I wish I would have bought even more of that. These normally I got C4, but I got this Gorilla Mind here. It's from the guy that runs that company is the same guy that runs the YouTube channel More Plates, More Dates. If you've ever looked into lifting stuff, you might have came across him. It's pretty good, but I don't know that I'll buy it again simply because it's $40 for a 12-pack. Whereas you can get a 12-pack of C4 for like between 22 and 27. The 3 flavors I've tried so far, though, are all pretty damn good. Almost need some piano or something. It's Gorilla Mind. And they have a powdered pre-workout that goes by the same company. I believe it's just called Gorilla Mode. Maybe it's also called Gorilla Mind, but for some reason I feel like it's called Gorilla Mode. Man, I wish I didn't lose those eye drops. My contacts are so dry. Where is there it is. What are we at? All right. See, the main reason I mentioned that, I'm going to load up CS, Nolly. So the main reason I mentioned that is that first game queue time took like 10 minutes. So the middle of the day just isn't when the SC2 nerds are playing 2v2, I guess. Did you ever talk to McGuire again? I'll go in Discord. Swag mode. Can't have music when I'm playing this, though. I gotta be able to hear shit. Oh shit! Let me actually log into the proper CS:GO account because for some reason I was on the Paul Volcker one. Change account. Yes. Swag mode. Oh, my swag mode's off, but my picture was still on. Okay, no, it's right. That was just a... It was just a prank. Just a prank. Copenhagen. Oh yeah, that's why I did it, because I got a competitive cooldown after leaving a game the other day. Oh yeah, it's going to be jarring, but I was in the midst of adjusting my cameras around. Steve had mentioned the other day that he thinks I should have one scene where my cameras are flipped. Oh. So, I was going to try to make that a reality. No, not that. Why can I not select this? Oh, there we go. What up?
What?
I was dicking around with my camera placement. Steve had mentioned the other day, he's like, you should have one where like it's the same, that same scene, like the intermission scene thing, but with your camera's flipped. So I was like, all right, I'm going to set that up. And that way it's there. If Steve mentions it, I can be like, boom. Did it update? Oh no, it still says StarCraft. Counter-Strike. There we go. I wish StarCraft did the same thing Counter-Strike does, in that like anytime there's a major tournament going on, it like plays when you load into. Did you get that at all last week, Nolly? Where like right as you load into the game, in the bottom left of the lobby screen, there was like the live tournament was going on, like the stream of it.
Oh yeah, the PGL.
Yeah, they should do that kind of stuff with StarCraft. So it's like, because sometimes I'm not even aware. People are like, oh, have you been watching ESL? I'm like, no, I didn't even know what was going on.
Yeah, I mostly just like wait for the YouTube video to go up. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes on the weekends I'll try to catch a game or so.
Yeah, for StarCraft, I like watching not the official broadcast, but like the YouTuber broadcast of it.
Yeah, where like instead of having the casters do it, it'll be like one like YouTuber, like say like Harstim or Pig or somebody will get the replays and they'll just like cast it as an individual.
Yeah, I like that. I wish more like other games did that. You know what I mean? Like other.
people in their games. Like I watch a lot of Apex,
Yeah.
professional, but
Is the like pro scene for that pretty big, pretty active?
I'm not really sure. Like it's big enough, I guess.
Have you played it recently? I feel like it's been probably at least 2 years since I played any Apex.
I played it, and then like the big hacking thing happened, and I just haven't played it since.
I never even heard about that. People were just, it was like aimbot, or what were they doing?
Oh, I think I put it in your Discord.
General?
Yeah. It'd be like last week.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Clearing up misconceptions about the ALGS hack.
Yeah. There's a big concern that it was like RCM. Like the hacker had access to like client servers. So a lot of people just didn't play it for a while.
Sus.
Yeah, because theoretically, if that became true, anyone who played it, the hacker could access your computer.
Big sus.
Yeah, but apparently, I don't know.
They could steal all your Bitcoin keys, you know?
Yeah, that was actually a big concern. Like a lot of crypto people were really worried that
Yeah.
if it gets
They're like, oh, it's safe. It's on a cold wallet on my computer, not on an exchange. And then a hacker gets on your computer. They're like, you thought it was safe.
It was crazy though. It was like, so what happened was during the regional finals, this is the regional finals, in the third game, the hacker went onto players' profiles and gave them hacks live.
What?
Yeah, so someone got wall hacks, and then another player got aimbot
Huh.
in the middle of the game. That's how crazy it was.
And the player's like, this isn't me. I'm not hacking.
Yeah, everyone was freaking out. And I don't know if you watch, do you know who Pirate Software is?
What was that?
Do you know who Pirate Software is?
Pirate software? No.
Yeah. He's like, he used to work for Blizzard as like the counter hacker. Like he would be the person who would like fix exploits and ban bots and all that.
Yeah.
Now he's a streamer, and he was like going over the hacking allegations for Apex.
What a classy individual. That guy's name is Suck My Left Nut.
Yeah. You know, do you watch South Park at all, or ever watched it?
Not recently, but I heard, did they release like another game?
Oh, I think so, yeah. But do you know the episode where they are doing like the WoW episode?
Yeah, yeah. How do
That
you kill
guy-
that which has no life?
Yeah, that guy, like the old dude who they're trying to kill, that's Pirate Software's dad. They modeled it after him.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, 'cause his dad was the lead creative director for WoW and Overwatch and all that. He's the one that like made the cinematics.
Kind of a cool little like Easter egg, homage
Yeah,
rather.
right.
Let's give it to them, boys.
One cat.
Decoy.
And he instantly headshot me with a Glock. Which is pretty impressive. Glock's ass.
On the last one alive. Okay.
Yeah, Willie D, the same guy that got you, one tap me with a Glock. Like the second I saw him, it was like bloop.
Yeah, I was playing yesterday, and this guy was on my team who was 100% hacking and was like explaining why he hacks, and it was just sad
Why? Well, what was his rationale?
that everyone else hacks.
I don't see how it's fun. Like, what?
Yeah.
Then any kill you get, you're just like, well, yeah, of course I got that kill.
He was like, everyone else hacks in my premiere game, so I'm just gonna do it.
They were both cat.
Oh, I hit him in the knee.
What is this guy doing?
I see this a lot in this game.
Maybe he's hoping to come around and get a gun.
I feel like he's just gonna die instantly.
He'll probably just save it, I guess. Yeah. They both probably already left cat.
Terrorists win.
I got mine.
Remove any doubts in your head. It's us or them.
B, at least.
Terrorists win.
First shot must not have hit him.
Let's have it, lads. Smoke. Laying down smoke.
Yeah, right. Willie D, I think, might be aimbot. Like, the very tip of my head, he could see over the box long. And he rounds the corner, swings the corner long. You can only see the tip of my head from there and fucking don't one tap. And then proceeded to one tap the next guy too. Sus or Smurf, one of the two.
Move it, son.
That's how I feel every game.
Yeah.
Throwing smoke.
Of course he has an op. Why would you make a sound?
Terrorists win.
Can you jump on those boxes to get to the top?
Yeah.
Bomb has been planted.
Granted, he was looking the wrong way, so had he not made a sound, that guy with the op would have still killed him, but I don't see why you'd make a noise.
Let's move out. Throwing smoke.
Free Willy apparently only hits headshots. No, it was actually, I think it was Willy D. Willy or Free Willy?
Throwing fire. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. Go, go, go. Laying down smoke. Smoke. Throwing fire. Incendiary out. Flashbang.
One on.
Throwing smoke.
Yeah, this is fucking pointless. These kids only hit headshots.
Terrorists win.
Just knew he was there. I didn't hear if he made a step or not, but
The whole team have ops? I feel like the power teams.
AKs. Most of them.
What on?
All I know is that round a guy pushed through smoke and insta headshot me as he came out of the smoke. Like that's incredibly lucky.
Smoke.
Jesus. One is
Bomb has been planted.
Yeah, fucking
Okay.
right, dude. No scope headshot.
is shocked.
Let's go. Laying down smoke.
He's behind the dumpster.
Challenge me. No.
And he did.
I got mines.
Yeah, I got one, but I gave somebody an assist. I think one of those dudes had him close to dead.
Boy at the bottom struggling.
Yeah. I've watched him a couple times when I was dead, and it's just like one of those where you're like, every decision he made, I was like, nope, wouldn't have done that.
Throwing smoke. Decoys out.
Cat. Yeah, this guy's not real. They're swinging, knowing where everyone's at.
Yeah.
Terrorists' bomb has been planted.
I'm going to try to run towards B and just go into tons, just like push.
Let's go,
But I'll
fellas.
probably get popped by an op or something.
Deploying decoy.
One CT.
Two of the sussiest ones are the ones left. Willie and Free Willie. It's me and you. Bombs on A.
Calling up cat right now.
Got him. AK over here if you want it.
Yeah, I'll probably grab it.
It's got a nice skin on it.
We're really laying into them. Let's make this Vegas rain. Smoke. Decoy. Incendiary. Throwing flashbang.
All three are 3 ramp, 1 cat. Good shot.
I thought I had him. Fuck. I didn't expect that guy. That guy behind car, I thought I hit him.
Yeah.
Usually I can tell if I miss and I'm like, okay, I had to have been a little left or a little right. I guess we go B. We got, unless I guess the bomb guy does, but we got a better spawn for B.
This is all fight. Activating the bomb.
Alright.
Terrorists win. Let's go. I'm throwing a flashbang. Throwing a decoy. Throwing smoke. I'm planted.
Okay. Just swung me.
Terrorists win. You will cry like babies before you die. We must win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably knew we were both like looking towards doors.
Yeah.
Like, how would you feel safe peeking that fast? Because if you hit that corner, you can actually get seen from mid-long, that box to the right, and like where we were at. So it's like he exposed himself to 3 different angles with one step. And then he's sitting top of mid, watching lower tons. I guess the only other excuse would be if their team did have really good comms, they could have heard him tons, and he's watching lower.
Let's go, my brother. Throwing smoke.
I just whipped back.
Counter-terrorists win.
Not sure. A decent amount of my cases sold.
Oh, really? How much did you get?
Yeah, let me see here. Pull up my Steam window. Total so far, I've gotten $14.13.
Hell yeah.
I still have more that I could list too. These danger zone cases go for like 90 cents or so a piece, but some of the more common ones are only like 20 cents. Back when the market was hot, you could get like $1.50 for some of them. I'd open some if the keys were only like 25 cents, but I think the keys are like more than $1 a piece.
Yeah, for my cases, they're like $2 a key.
Yeah.
Sometimes 3. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Like, screw that. I'll just sell it and have enough money to buy a different game. I just listed a few more. I usually price them so that they're like just below the current average sale price.
Yeah.
That way they actually sell. Mirage, okay.
Let's roll.
I think this is my favorite map.
Yeah, I like this one a lot.
No, you're popping a fat one right now, man.
Yo, let me get some Zin.
We must work together.
Should I switch my thing to Lucy Breakers? Because that's what I get instead of Zen.
No B-rush.
Let's go, let's go.
I'm flashing.
Flashbang
W
out.
key, W. Watch out, Arges. I'm on plant.
I'm gonna fix this bomb now. Bomb has been planted. Smoking. Fire in the hole.
In the smoke.
Cat.
Hide, playtime, playtime, playtime. Nice, well done.
Get him.
Run, little girl.
The big gamer. Whew.
Let's go. Smoke. Throwing smoke. Flying down to fire. On my way to plant. Bomb has been planted. Terrorists win. You'll cry like Venice before you die. This is easy. We kill them, and then we go home. Deploying smoke shield.
Okay, Zen. One was under.
Respond to.
Counter-terrorists win.
Three of them there. I'm surprised they didn't just push him. Come on. Yeah, right, dude.
Fuck.
The guy that died right before you, Geek whatever, Geek Monster, had a Zeus out when the guy was killing him. Like, he was way, way too far for a Zeus.
Counter-terrorists win. Go, go, go. I'm throwing a flashback.
See if I can hear any of them, cat.
One more.
Throwing smoke.
Oh, fuck. I fucked that smoke
One more.
up.
Activating the bomb. Throwing a Molotov.
No.
Yeah, right, dude.
Oh my god.
I think one of my shots there was an evaporating bullet or something.
Let's go, my brothers.
I'm gonna be the baiter instead of the lead guy.
Last sniper's
Window.
nest.
Counter-terrorists win.
That guy's struggling.
Yeah, I feel like his reaction there was really slow. Like he like casually looked at him and then shot. I'm gonna play a little slower.
Throwing smoke.
No. Dude, running headshotting me with the gun.
Fuck. He's coming
You
up the
getting behind him?
Yeah, I don't think he heard him.
Counter-terrorists win. This is what we have been working for.
saw Palace.
Stairs, bottom stairs.
Fuck!
I don't know where to go.
Yeah, I know. Each way, like, they,
Let's move. Come
like,
on, hurry up.
Bubbert's usually on A and he's good, and Zin's usually playing towards B and he's good. No way, dude! Where are my bullets going? I don't understand. I hit a guy 19 times.
Throwing a flashbang.
You hear him, cat. Sounds like one left on site. The other's probably going through apps and one's probably going under. You did see one there.
Yeah.
What?
From where?
He was in the window in Market and he shot you through those boxes. I don't know if he just knew you were back there and decided to shoot through the boxes.
Maybe he saw my toe? I'm gonna have to look at that angle.
Seems sauce.
Now we fight.
Crazy angle to kill me from.
Smoking. Fire in the hole. Let's throw the grenade. I'm planting the bomb. Bomb has been planted.
Nice.
Terrorists win. I fear no man.
Hit for 3.
Come on, let's go. I'm here. Flashbang. Grenade out. Deploying smoke shield. Molotov out. Smoke.
Fuck.
Fuck!
Game style is struggling, dude.
I'm either gonna get a kill or I'm gonna get killed. I'm gonna peek mid and see if that guy doesn't pop me from snipers.
Move it, move it.
We both missed. Epic.
Is that our teammate that did that?
Yeah.
Down low. What? How'd you die?
I was throwing a grenade and the guy peeked arches and killed me. Or connector, I guess. There's one cat. Yep. That's the guy that got me. He was sitting right there.
8-4, not bad.
I like CT up better on this map too.
Let's move out. Throwing a grenade. Throwing fire.
Alright, 2B. On site.
Rock.
Van.
Terrorists win. Get ready. It's the free fire zone. Throwing a grenade. Laying down smoke. In the area. Bomb has been planted. Grenade out. Terrorists win. Let's move out.
Yeah, right, dude. Peeks that with a magnum and hits me with a strafing headshot. Once again, not sure if Bubber's just sus.
Fuck, dude. Everyone's on A.
One health.
Terrorists win. Let's go, fellas. Grenade out.
Three mid. Fuck. Keep ego challenging that.
I think I heard them underpass. Watch out.
Throwing grenade.
Yep. Watch, this might be on connector.
I don't think Gangnam Style knows the callouts. Maybe.
Yeah, I think he's a bit lost. Probably came from Valorant.
One sniper's nest.
That guy has no fucking reaction time.
Why would you just walk into a grenade? I think one was still snipers. He didn't actually clear it. Like, that's where the guy came from in the market. This guy's lost, too. And you're dead.
Take out your gun, jeez.
Oh, it's too late.
And you're dead.
Terrorists win.
Yep.
Let's go. Grenade out.
Guy does not miss. Strafing brings me down to 16 in like 2 shots.
Throwing fire.
I fucking hate crushing animations in this game.
Throwing flashbang. Throwing smoke.
Should I kill myself and end it?
Yeah.
Yes. I loved it.
Dang. Level 7. Let's get it. Dude said nah.
1v4 with 16 health, you know? Feels decent. Like I got off work at an okay-ish time today. So normally a lot of times I'd be only home for like maybe an hour right now, and I think I got home before 11 even today.
Oh,
I was back at like, yeah, because I was leaving at work by like maybe quarter after 10. Which in an ideal world we're supposed to be out by like 10 every day, but it never happens.
Is there like a minimum requirement of stuff you have to do before you can leave?
Essentially, yeah. Yeah, it's like basically the whole, like what we call P&D or pickup and delivery, it like is the shift that I work on, and that I, like myself and the other supervisor, run it from open to close. So we do like all the routing and planning, and then we don't get to leave till every driver's trailer's shut down and they're all leaving, and then we got to make sure all our dock guys do their like finishing tasks and shit, and then once all that shit's done, then we can go. But the thing is where the time that we get to leave is almost 100% dependent on the trailers that come into us that we get shit off to load on. So like sometimes we'll have a trailer not get into us till 9, which is ideally when all the drivers' trailers are supposed to be done. So it's like if we still have somebody showing up at 9 with shit that we have to put on other drivers' trailers, then obviously we're not going to be done by 9.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of bullshit. But we'll see how much longer I make it. If they don't, if they give me any less than what I want when it comes time for my next raise meeting, which I'm gonna like probably submit a paper, essentially making my case before too long. And if they don't hit it on the nose, I'm just gonna leave and, like I was saying, planning on going back to school. So I'll just leave and probably not work for a month or two, and then find like a part-time something or another to do while I'm at school.
Yeah, that makes sense. That sounds solid.
Just one of those things where I'm like, for, forever, as long as I can remember, I've been a big econ nerd. I used to like kind of perseverate on political stuff more, but as I kind of realized all my political views are based on my economic views, then I got kind of more and more into econ, and obviously with trading markets, because I just find it fascinating. So I'm like, why not go for something in that area instead?
If you do get a raise, you still get to go to school too, same time.
It depends. I might try to at least knock out like any sort of required classes just on like a light class load for a year or two, but it would be damn hard. I'd definitely have to sacrifice something. Like I won't be able to lift 4+ times a week plus work 50 to 60 hours a week, and usually that's close to like 55-ish. Like the last month or so, I've been averaging like 55, sometimes even more hours per week. So then to try to get done with that, go take a class, then do the coursework, like whatever homework or whatever is required, I definitely wouldn't be able to get myself to go lift or anything, but might just be a sacrifice that has to be made, but we'll see. Worst case scenario, I'll try it for a while, and if it doesn't work, then I'll just leave then. But the nice thing is like my pay now in relative to my bills, like based on the closest community college to me where I'd go for like their transfer program, where you knock out like a lot of the required courses, and then you take a few that like set you up for, to transfer to like University of Iowa or wherever. And every like 6 weeks of work, I can save enough to pay for an entire semester at that community college. So it's like, if there's a way I can hold out, it'll definitely help me quite a bit.
Yeah. It sounds like at least you thought it through all the way.
Yeah, I've been like kind of methodically plotting it out for the last couple months, really. And I think it is, as much as it would be nice to leave because of the annoyances there, like they pay me just enough now to make it so like literally every week. So like right now I can pay all my bills for a month in just a little more than I make in 1 week. So then the other 3 weeks I can just stuff into savings. Usually I deposit it in my brokerage account, but the only reason I do that is because my brokerage account offers me like a way higher interest rate than my bank savings account does.
Yeah.
But yes, in those 3 weeks is almost enough for a whole semester. So it's like I'd be stupid not to try to like prolong it a bit.
Let's move out.
Ooh, a nice casual office game, as long as these guys aren't fucking sus.
I can feel it. One of them's gonna be sus.
Yeah.
Let's have at it, mates.
I feel like it's almost always the people with like the moving things next to their name, like Creamsicle and the other guy. Yeah. I feel like every time I see somebody with that, the propensity of sussery is much higher. Okay.
My bullet.
It's been a long time since I heard that music thing. I forgot what they're called. VIP track or whatever it is. MVP track, that's what it is. Yeah, I bought earlier today. I added to 3 of my positions. One's on gold miners, one's on XLE, which is like oil and gas sector, and then the other is XME, which is the metals, like just it's like a collection of metals like copper and nickel and palladium and all that. Because I think before too long the Fed's going to cut rates, and it's a mistake, and it's going to make any and all commodities probably go higher. So get ready for higher gas prices.
These fellas are gonna regret waking up this morning.
Anything to do with energy should perform pretty well. Energy and commodities. Found him. Really? Through the smoke, just spraying at random. I mean, I've done it before, so I shouldn't say much, but like...
Let's go. Throwing flashbang.
Okay.
Back off.
Swung that, huh?
I heard him. I want to wait for my teammate to push up.
Hostages coming up.
Oh, what? Why is he there? Nice. He must have walked in there. I could have swore I heard him reload and then go by like computers, kind of where our guy ended. Boom, 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 ba-doom, boom, ba-doom, ba-doom. I think I have the Halo MVP song unlocked.
Throwing a grenade. Grenade out. Throwing fire. Throwing flashbang.
Where are the homies ever at, you know?
That guy is. Whenever I see like a anime gif, it's shocked.
Move it, son.
Downstairs.
Grenade out. Deploying flashbang.
Yeah, right, dude.
I hate the offers.
Come on, chop, chop. Decoys out.
Nice.
One CT or something.
How did your teammate not kill him when he fucking did that? Like the angle your teammate was at, if you could see him, your teammate could see his whole body. Nice.
Yeah, champion.
Big gamer.
I got mine.
Come on, chop, chop. Grenade.
One.
Oh, you're gonna need your teammate.
I guess we're getting wide.
Deploying flashbang.
Watch your left. I saw a guy.
Deploying decoy. Incendiary.
My molly hit him. I heard it.
Smoke. Right on. I'm bringing the hostages out.
Do. Okay, we're doing pretty good for CT. Behind you. Yeah, there's gonna be one close.
Oh my god, what?
Last one might be in T spawn or CT spawn. He pushed out towards garage.
Throwing smoke.
Nice.
Now we're really laying into them. Move. Throwing a grenade. Throwing fire.
Yeah, right, dude.
Throwing flashbang.
That guy's sus as fuck. Sits in the corner. Second I get peeked out a little bit, he just pushes out, spraying me.
No, dude. Fucking timing.
Move it, son. Laying down smoke. Grenade out.
Okay. I didn't even see anybody. I was smoked. Like the second the smoke cleared, on this end I was smoked off, and then it cleared and it was over.
Now is the time.
Now's the fun side.
The fun side.
This doorway is the best place in the map.
Okay. I hit two with a grenade.
Big iron.
Let's go, my brother. Throw in smoke.
Oh, that guy actually might be cheating.
Throw in the flashback. Smoke.
The last guy was AFK the first round.
Oh! He's down.
Terrorists win.
Oh, I haven't seen one person.
Yeah, the last couple rounds, I don't think I saw anybody.
Throw in smoke.
Now it's just me and you.
Smoke. I'm throwing a grenade.
No, I whipped. One going fountain.
I thought there was one more back here. Yeah, they definitely knew I was there. That silent tech, I don't know, maybe they were together because they knew I was in that room.
Yeah, if I didn't whiff my last shot.
Let's go, let's go. Smoke.
Twice in a row. I wonder if he'll learn for the next round.
Smoke. Grenade. Smoke.
I didn't even realize there was a long hostie. Okay. Very likely.
Our team's just kind of throwing.
Let's go, my brother.
Nice job, my friend.
Is that okay?
No, he was running back from garage towards towards the side we were on.
Oh, I see.
Throw in the decoy. Grenade! Let's throw in a grenade! Wow! Throw in smoke! Smoke! Grenade out! Let's throw in a grenade! Throw fire! Terrorists win. We will stop you little scout.
Yeah, those guys that are pushing out and getting all the kills almost makes it less fun. Like I want to just play my spot.
Yeah.
Grenade out!
Oh, okay. That guy is just jumping, headshotting. One through paper.
Oh, they're both in, right? Yeah. I was gonna say I heard one on the floor and like the kitchen floor noise. So I was like, okay, he's in there. And then there was that one killed me from computers. I was like, what the fuck?
This is easy. We kill them, and then we go home. Throw in smoke. Let's throw in a flashback. Grenade!
How did he get there?
I have no idea.
Almost need to watch where he was, because, like, I could have swore our guy died side hall. Maybe you could see him from that doorway and he was in conference somehow. I don't get that at all. It's Korean. Put it into Google Translate.
One long.
Put it into Google Translate. See what it says.
One long, so. Nice.
GG.
Oh, that whole team was together.
They were all partied?
Yeah.
Mm. We'll try Mirage Inferno. Yeah. Weaponized autism. I'm gonna check what temperature it is in here. My fingers are a little cold. I'm here. That's why it's only 66. I got my AC's been on. It's about time for another shave. I like to keep it rather short, especially with the top thinning, you know. If it's real short, then you don't have to worry about it being messy when you wake up or nothing. It's the best.
Yeah.
Aw, I wish the warm-up was still at least like a minute when everyone connected. Because, like, when everyone connects, it's only 10 seconds. Not even really, like, not even a warm-up. Doesn't even count. Let's go A. A. Go. I'm behind you with La Bomba.
There's.
That's one of the reasons you don't buy a D round one. Less shots per clip, and the only time it counts is if you hit him in the head, but the USPS is a one-shot kill to the head.
Counter-terrorists win.
Even though on this side of the Glock, sometimes it's 2 shots to the head. So Moth, what's your macro outlook? If you're going to be an investment banker, you got to have a macro outlook right now. How are you allocating your capital? Or better yet, a better question is, what do you think the Fed, the central bank, is going to cut rates? Because that kind of determines, like, whether you think they're going to cut or not, kind of determines what you want to do.
I'm throwing a flashbang.
This is not ideal.
Yeah, our team pushing through that smoke and both getting mowed down, so that the bomb was just sitting in the middle of mid, like directly in the center of the map. It's not
That's a
great.
Terrible choke too.
Yeah. Okay. It's that strafing headshot. Oh, nice shot. No, oh, if that guy would have fucking got that,
What's this crosshair?
he could have got a gun. Yeah, like the default crosshair. Oh yeah, kind of like a project manager sort of type of position.
Oh yeah.
Was that an 8-year-old? Who was that?
I
Like,
don't know.
just randomly, oh yeah. Well, I'd say, depending on how far you are, you might already be looking into this, but study like the bond market and interest rates and how they affect things, because those are what kind of all other assets are priced on. So learn about the bond market, the treasury market, and then equities.
I'm throwing a flashbang. Flashbang. I'm throwing a grenade.
Motherfucker.
Throwing smoke.
As far as I know, I think a Scrum Master is like a kind of like a project manager, like specifically a middleman for like software development and stuff is a lot of time where they're used, like project managers and software developers. Somebody get the bomb, please. Hell yeah.
Last one on 8.
Last one? Okay, alright.
Yeah, he's dead. CT technical time out. That'll give me a second to go get a nice sparkling water. Oh, hell yeah. I'm addicted to these. Sparkling ice. Fire. They're pretty cheap, too. A 12-pack of them is like $10, $11.
Is that made with real sparkling?
You know, I think it's a mix of natural and artificial sparkling.
Damn.
A water crisis, like from a drought. For a year? Jesus. That's a crazy long time. In Iowa, we'd probably consider it a water crisis if we didn't have rain for like 2 months, like through the growing season, anyways, through the summer. That one was too easy. year is a mighty long time. Occupied by real estate developers, so like they own that land, so they have the water rights to it. But I mean, a year, if it's a lake or something, I'd imagine it's dry or close to it. I guess depends how big the lake is. We talking like the Great Lakes here?
No rain for a year?
Yeah.
That's kinda crazy.
That's a long ass time. In Nebraska and Iowa, we couldn't have that. We got to have our corn and beans growing. So is the lake part of the property though, or did they like move dirt into it to be the foundation of the apartments? Oh, gotcha. It's closed down because they're building next to it. Is what I'm taking for that, from that.
Watch out. These boys have got a bit of an arsenal and they don't mind using it.
But on, you mean like right next to
Wait,
it though,
is
so
on
it's a
or
part
off
of
right
it?
now? Is it off?
It's off currently. It's a pretty scarce resource.
Wait, why did you turn it off?
It's a scarce resource. I can only use it when I need to.
So, like, if we start losing, are you gonna use it?
Probably.
Throwing a grenade.
I don't think I'll need to though. I don't think I'll need to though with those guys.
That was pretty crazy.
He has 100% headshot. He's crazy.
I have a pee-pee.
What the fuck? What the fuck? What was that?
Yeah, take a sip of water and start the match. That's how I play.
They're gonna wish they were never born.
Galaxy, it's a mighty galaxy. It's so tidy. I love Galaxy.
Who buys that second round after losing?
Negev's actually pretty cheap. It's only like 1,800.
Swag.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Turn my swag mode on.
I gotta turn that scrin guy down. I don't know if that whole popping in with the random voice thing.
Terrorists win.
No, not report. I want to mute him. There. That's good enough.
Move it, son. Grenade out.
Okay, no one's on B. Fuck. I should never look at my mini-map. I feel like every time I look at my mini-map, I die.
I feel that.
Same thing with I'll get utility out, and the second I have like a smoke in my hand, somebody will peek me. No! All you had to do is sit on the bomb!
People who buy Deegs always just try to do the fanciest shit.
Yeah. A Deeg and a Dream's all a guy needs, though. You can make some nasty plays. I used to play with this guy named Bryn a lot, or sometimes he'd go by Rennie. And dude he's one of those where like people would be like, this guy's hacking. Like he always swore he wasn't. I played with him enough to where like I was never 100% sure if he was or not, but he was fucking good. He did get like global elite rank at one point.
Got off in Mexico.
Sad boy. I like his profile pic. A kitty in a hoodie. Nice. That's a pretty cool knife that Scrin has. Let's hope. No rain for a year, goddamn.
Prison food. Right.
Nice. I might widen my reticle a little. I like that guy's reticle. There's a little more space in the middle.
Yeah. Alright, I'm just gonna say A.
Let's go.
Couple pushing up banana. Banana.
Yeah, we knew. Backside one. Bomb down.
Counter-terrorists. We are champions.
Whew. It's my first like slightly decent play since of today. I've been feeling off.
Couple warm-up games, so big.
Just needed 10 to warm up or so, you know.
Throwing smoke.
Casual 10. Mid.
Throwing fire.
No shot. I'm strafing, dude. One in the respawn.
Throwing a grenade.
Like ramp to banana?
Yeah, ramp to banana. He's still there. Still banana.
What? I legitimately didn't even see him. Like, what? I don't know if he was in that little underpass crevice.
Incendiary out.
Yep, he was in that little crevice. You see Skrin's knife? I bet you that cost some money.
Who wants up? Who wants up?
Let's move out. Grenade out.
Russian B.
Grenade out. Throwing fire.
Both on site.
Oh, yeah.
Find the bricks.
Fuck! Insta-domed me. Remember when we played on this map the other day and that dude was like super obviously hacking?
Yeah.
So like to the right of where he's looking in church, I was behind that wall, like tucked in behind that doorway, and dude just shot through the wall and dinked me with a scout. I was like, what? Like that was the moment where I was like, yeah, this guy's hacking. And then I called him out on it, and then he started making it super obvious.
Yeah, they get mad.
I'm saving right here.
Yeah, I'm gonna save too.
Come on, chop chop.
Oh, accidentally opened my buy menu.
Throwing a grenade.
Okay.
It's most likely to be. He's crazy. No.
Fucking flinch, dude.
I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of. What about you, Nolly? Pineapple on pizza? Yay or nay?
No, I never eat that.
Yeah, I'm not a big supporter of it. I know people who love the what is it, like Canadian bacon and pineapple? But I'm more just like a pepperoni enjoyer. I'm a big meat lovers, just all the meats, bacon, sausage, pepperoni, Canadian bacon. But my ideal favorite is really probably just pepperoni. What about you? Are you a supporter of it? My mom and sister used to eat the Canadian bacon and pineapple.
Terrorists win.
Oh shit, that's a Negev.
How did I not kill that guy? What the fuck? What's this guy doing? What? What? You said fuck training, dude?
Was that dude hopping around?
Yeah, you see that dude? I don't know how to plant. First, doesn't have the key binds on, dude.
I remember doing that once when I was like real new to playing this, where I was trying to defuse. I was trying to defuse and I couldn't fucking defuse. I was like, what the fuck? Holy fuck, almost choked on that. That's what she said. Last must be apps, unless that guy doesn't see him and he's just shooting at random. Yep, boiler.
No, was not good.
Why is this guy double scoped when he's that close? You should pretty much never double scope with the op. It just doesn't make sense. What?
Gear up. We're going in.
100% agreed, though. Pineapple on pizza is not what I'd call an ideal, somebody with an ideal palate, you know? Like, I can't really trust that you can, you know what things are good, just in general, if you're a fan of that.
Last one's on me.
Ah, I missed the jump.
Throwing smoke. Counter-terrorist win. Clear, lads.
So you know, like the word with the D? Fire hydrant.
Oh my god, these kids.
What do you say? I heard him say something about a fire hydrant.
You're a fire hydrant.
You're a fire hydrant.
Name fire hydrant.
It's true. It's proof of de-evolution. You know? People who enjoy pineapple on pizza.
Throwing smoke. Grenade. Incendiary. Smoke. Flashbang. Deploying flashbang. Grenade out.
Bomb down.
Oh. There's banana by barrels.
Swag mode, use the pistol. You and an op don't mix. It's like, holy fuck.
We're about to get the W here. What do you think? They gonna push banana?
Just no one will be B.
Yeah, I guess they must all push like mid, maybe?
No way, dude. How many times I hit a guy? One church.
I thought maybe since my homie was in church, he would help me out there. Nice. Now they don't have time. Dead.
Terrorists win.
My booty itchy.
What? Did you say my booty itches?
Oh, now they're killing each other.
Terrorists win. You think you can kill us?
Okay.
Two games in a row and where kids want to forfeit on us, Nolly. We must be really good. Take that case, that's free money.
Alright,
free.
me in. Gotta hop off.
Some GGs.
Some GGs.
Oh, hell yeah. I might try to play like one more office game and then I'll probably pop off too. What are you doing? You getting some work done?
About to go skate for a little bit, dude. It's so nice out today.
Oh, hell yeah. I'd assume, let me see, I gotta refresh my weather app. It's about, it looks like it's about 50 here.
Damn, it's like 65 here.
Jeez.
Alright, man. Later.
Don't break a hip. Later. Aw, I thought I was gonna find it. Oh, maybe I will. Nolly was saying that he just kind of skates around anymore because he's old. One time, I think he's a few years older than me. I think he's like mid 30s, maybe 34, 35, something like that.
Let's roll. Show them who we are.
What's that guy's name? Don't flame me super pooper duper bad. Oh. Fuck. Damn you, Bruce. Hell yeah. I'm gonna have to get rid of these contacts. I think I've already had this pair for like 4 or 5 days, and they're daily contacts, but I'm cheap, so I try to make them last like almost a week most times. This one on the right's kind of causing me some irritation. Ah.
Throwing flashbang. Grenade out. Grenade out.
Epic. I think there's another one, bathroom. On his left. Oh god. Nope. Oh. Damn Bruce. No, I'll just save. Fucking A, this contact's annoying the shit out of me. It's like, feels like it's digging into my eye a little.
Let's go. Throwing a grenade.
Fuck, I didn't expect two.
Terrorists win.
Do I save again?
Right, lads. We're on.
Fuck! I wanted a gun. Alright.
Give me off, please. Dude, give me off. Same shit, man.
What the fuck? I know that guy Paper didn't kill me.
Throwing smoke. Flashbang.
Ooh. Must have pushed through that smoke.
Let's have it, lads. Decoy.
How did my second shot not kill him?
Gear up. We aren't going on a windy walk here.
Okay. These guys are too good, I guess.
Throwing a grenade. Flashbang.
Rip. Entangled ass hair. What a name.
I don't know, we're just wasting time. Kick him, Kizzy, if you can.
How did... No, actually, I'm not going to play another. Second most kills on the team gets kicked.
Joining me now is Forest for the Trees founder, Luke Groman. Luke, it's been quite a while. We haven't seen you since October. I'm really looking forward to catching up. It feels to me like a lot of what you said last time we had you on has started to play out, and frankly, as we go to a bigger picture, it feels to me, since I've been talking to you for I don't know how many years now, I've been waiting for the day that Luke Broman starts to be proven right on the dollar. It hasn't
Sounds like
really
you said
happened
Luke
yet in
Broman.
the sense of the dollar outright, failing or crashing. But boy, it sure seems
Broman.
like the leaks in the dam are starting to show. Do you see it that way? And if so, what do you see coming next?
Sure. Yeah. Thanks for having me back on, Eric. I was on last time we talked was October 5th of last year, and we finished up that show. I said the short run outlook, dollar up, rates up, feedback loop isn't going to be broken unless the Fed significantly, or unless the dollar is significantly weakened, And to be clear, that could be the Fed or the Treasury. And then I also said, hey, oil's probably got to be weakened meaningfully as well. And so our view coming out of that conversation was that before too long, Fed or Treasury, one way or another, are going to need to resume financing U.S. deficits, and they can call it yield curve control, they can call it QE, they can call it not QE. We're only doing this to help the resilience of the Treasury market. This isn't QE, whatever they want to call it. That's what they're going to call it, but that's what's going to happen, is what I said. And I said once they do that, I'd encourage people to call it the stock chart of the Argentine stock market. The peso's been a disaster, but in peso terms, the stock market's up like 5x in like 3 or 4 years. And I think the same thing's going to happen here, except it'll happen in dollar terms. So, dollar's not going to collapse against a peso, but it's going to be really good for stocks. It'll be good for gold. And that's when you'll see gold performance, when you'll see Bitcoin really perform. And so that's what we finished up with on October 5th. And so the short term was like, okay, you've got this dollar rates feedback loop that was happening. I didn't realize how short-term short would be, to be honest. The very next day, you had the first of 7 Fed speakers over the next 10 trading days start to jawbone the dollar down. And it was like they all had received a talking points memo saying the bond market has done our job for us. The bond market has done our job for us. It was like going to church when I was a kid. It was like a chant. And 2 weeks later, we wrote a report for clients that said Fed just touched off third instance of Treasury market dysfunction in past 13 months. U.S. dollar liquidity cometh. That's what the title of the report was on October 17th for clients. And I said, look, Fed has driven Treasury market dysfunction again. And right on cue, it appears the Fed's begun jawboning the dollar down. Said if we're right, we could see a repeat of the liquidity injections we saw in March of 23, September of 22, March of 20, September of 19, and a lot of investors.
Silver kind of looks like it wants to break out.
Feels like that particular report and point, as a follow-on to what we had talked about 2 weeks earlier on the show, bore out pretty well. I said, look, this is going to be really bullish for gold, Bitcoin, oil, commodities, stocks, inflation. So not only did we get that in terms of the Fed jawboning, but then on November 1st, we had Yellen shifting issuance from the long end to the front end, much more than people expected. When you look at the effects of what Yellen did, it was effectively QE. In other words, if you look at QE historically, what happens is you have a reduction in duration issuance, you have an increase in liquidity, you have an increase.
It's crazy to think that just like a 10% pullback of the rally in the NASDAQ would bring us almost to 400 even. Like 10% is 40 points. That's nuts. That's a big move. If you can catch 40 points. Where's my weekly? It should be right here.
In bank reserves, and you have looser financial conditions and stocks up. And so what Yellen did by shifting along into the front end, by tapping the reverse
still
repo,
moving up though.
same dynamics. Reduction in duration issuance, bank reserves up, financial conditions loosened, stocks up, reverse repo down. So basically you had the liquidity increase that we thought would come whenever the dysfunction came in the treasury market. Fast forward to today, is it the moment? I think we're getting near the moment of whatever it means. To me, what that means is ultimately the Fed and Treasury are going to have to continue to inject dollar liquidity into elevated inflation prints, into strong nominal growth, into low unemployment.
Take a shower, go to